welcome back. So, after a swift disconnection because of a screen freeze, we are back and we're streaming the race. We missed the first few laps, nothing really much went on, not a lot of position changes. We can see the front few separated by not much whatsoever. We can see Riccardi looking to make an overtake on his teammate CF Blackbox. The two Williams duos very close to each other, of course. TTL Stefano is further back. He's dropped position. He's down in P4. Then we have Troye in P3. Fight Me Bot is down P2. And it's still an SBS 1-2 as we speak. Further down the grid, there's some battles going on. Yati Samba's closing on Leighton. And we can see the grid is very close still in lap 4. Vaza Smatre going off the track in turn 10, as we can see, struggling perhaps through that section of corners. TTL Sam close by. Dutch Chewy's had a spin, but it's good to see he's still going in hopes of a safety car, which I think we will see sooner or later around here. Volta Reflex 2.0 seconds behind Stefano as Blackbox is getting separated a bit from them. Let's have a look at position changes and then we'll head over to tyres. So we can see that's your position changes. Not much interesting things to see there. Moore's made up 6 positions. So then let's have a look now at tyres, because this is where it's all at, of course. So we can see a variation of tyres. We can see a lot of drivers on the mediums and on the hards as well. I would say it's distributed fairly with each other, but now let's go back to the action. So Blackbox is trailing Volta, and he's not closing in that much because of course he's on the hards, so they're not really in their prime at this moment in time. Volta's not closing in on Stefano, even though he is getting a bit closer. Troye 0.028 improvement on his previous Sector 1 time, as he now looks to make a move on Fight Me Now Bot. And Sam getting close to Fusion. Fusion did have a spin, as I saw from someone else's point of view as I was reconnecting to the lobby. But it seems Fight Me Bot is not very close to Wheelo, who is seeming to be pulling away at this moment in time. Blackbox is getting further and further from Volta Reflex now, as Volta's in P5 and Blackbox in P6. It's just fair racing from the two. And Rick in P7 now, he's trailing. He's within the DRS, but not extremely close. Not in the range of an overtake, as Sohaib is 5/10 behind Rick now. Leighton is 7/10 behind Sohaib. And then we have P10 is Iati Samba, who's 5/10 behind Leighton. And yeah, a lot of DRS trains going on. As you can see, Sam pulling to the left, perhaps looking to make a move on Fusion, but he couldn't make that just yet. Inactive Hekjay is the first retirement of the session. Wheelo XO is in P1, then we have Fight Me Bot in P2. Troye is up into P3, and then we have Stefano, Volta Reflex, Blackbox, Riccardi, Soaib, TZ, Leighton, and then ERT, Samba. Further back, TTL Sam manages to make the move. Is it clean racing? It seems to be so, as he makes the move on the outside now. And Fusion is looking to come back. Can he do so? As we have a nice on-board now, as we can see also XD Paco perhaps closing in on them as well. But not seeming to do so just yet. Riccardi still evenly distributed between Blackbox and Sohaib, as they're all within the DRS train. Volta Reflex is the one separating them. Stefano, however, this is interesting. He's pulling away from Troye, so Troye is really getting the gap to Stefano, of course, who's on those hards. So the top 3 will be boxing earlier. So then it'll be Stefano, who's going to be in the lead very soon. Wheelo XO is in P1 still. Fight Me Bot not exactly closing in on him. They're just relaxed and ready for the pit stop phase, which will be beginning shortly. The medium runners, of course, the hard runners will be boxing later on for mediums. It seems that all the drivers are confident, as we can look at the track map. A big DRS train from Faza all the way up to Volta Reflex, I think, but Blackbox has just broken DRS with Volta, that is, so he's 1.0 seconds behind, but I think he's broken in once again. Yeah, just about. Using a lot of ERS though, he's now drained it all. So is Volta. Rick is more comfortable though, so is Sohaib as well, and then Leighton also in the 50s. Mitsui makes the move on the straight on more games. Clean racing there. TTL Sam also looking to make a move on more games now as they go side by side, but he doesn't make it work just yet. We can see he's getting all out of shape though, is SBS more games. So TTL Sam on the inside now for this section of corners. He's going for the inside line and he makes the move stick, it seems, now as more games pulls aside. Samba has had a spin. I think that was by himself. He doesn't have wing damage though, so he's going to keep going, but he's dropped position down into P11, and now he's joined this DRS train from him all the way down to more games, who's now pulled to the left hand side to let both XD Paco and Fusion pass. And further back you can see these drivers all battling. Yellow flags in sector 1, that's for Dutch Chewy, who has a spin on the soft compounded tyre, and still spinning is Dutch Chewy. So I think this is not the greatest of races for him. But back to the action. Fight Me Bot is closing the gap to Wheelo XO. Sector 1 and Sector 2 is still yellow flags because of Dutch Chewy. But now it's all good and everyone is back up to racing speed. We can see Stefano. No, that's, I think, who is in No Man's Land. It seems to be Stefano in No Man's Land. But it's the two Alpha Tauris are both very lonely on the track. And Vimy Bot locks up a lot going into that corner. That could give a poaching opportunity for Troye, who enables the RS. Could he go for the inside? Just as we saw Fusion do, I think TTL Sam actually. Will he go for the dive bomb? No. He's going to think better of it and stay behind now. As we can see TTL Sam talking of him, making the move on Mitwi, as he now nearly spins into Mitwi. Mitwi does well to avoid that. TTL Sam getting all out of shape for now. As we can see now, Mitwi trying to make the move as his teammate is just behind him as well. But he can't seem to do so just yet. This is a good battle here because it seems they're both equaling each other's pace. Leighton's on those softs, 5/10 behind. But Mitwi still in P13. And he's in that Aston. TJ Morales, the first penalty of the session. And Dutch Chewy's into the boxes now as we speak. Mitwi, however, does make the move on TTL Sam, who can't do so, and he gets all out of shape through there. TTL Sam really not having a great race now, as a Fusion is going to look to take advantage of that and try and make a move. XD Paco is also further back, just waiting to pounce. And then we have Fight Me Bot, 1.0 seconds. He's out of the DRS of Wheelo, who's pulling away from him now, it seems. Fight Me Bot did get pole. Wheelo was second, so they've exchanged positions for now. But Fight Me Bot's back into the DRS as he has less DRS actually than Wheelo. So Wheelo's on very good pace now, as Troye's also pulled out of DRS. So it seems the first few front runners are all very much separated. But then as we come back to this battle here with Volta Reflex, Black Box, Sohaib, Leighton, and that's pretty much it. They're all very close to each other. And then we have another DRS team further back. And it seems TTL Sam is going to make the move on Mitwi. But Mitwi makes the move as well as they go wheel to wheel once again. TTL Sam now. What's he going to do? He's made the move stick for now. Mitwi looking to make the switch back. Oh, he spins out. Mitwi spins out too early on the throttle there. And he's got no one else to blame for that than him. That's really unfortunate for the DET driver. But as we span back here now, we can see, of course, Mitwi down positions into P16, as the closest racing is now between Leighton, Sohaib and this DRS train for the midfield for the last few points. And we can see Faza is separating everyone else, as TTL Sam and Fusion are now very close, as Mitwi's out of the way. And Sohaib and Leighton still very close to each other. Will Leighton go for the move anytime soon? It doesn't seem like it just yet. Ricard D, he's relaxing behind his teammate, preserving the ERS. Black Box isn't though. Maybe he'll go for a move soon. Maybe they'll be boxing soon, the people who want to perform undercuts. Who knows? As now we keep waiting. And we can see, I think someone performed the fastest lap there. We saw someone, an engineer, holding up the brake board. We see blue flags though, as the blue flag, TJ Morales lets him through. I think Fusion makes the move on TTL Sam. TTL Sam pulls aside, but he can't do anything just yet. As now into fourth gear, and he's going to try pass. Takes a lot of curb, and is he going to go on the inside past Fusion? I think he is, as Fusion leaves him the space. Does Sam leave him the space though? I'm not sure. There's a lot of wheel banging going on there. As Sam still going side by side. It ends well somehow, but then Paco is right there. Sam not giving up on Fusion though, as now he finally must give in to the Aston Martin, and Fusion really had to fight for that position with all the strength he had. And then Riccardi, we can see as always the same message for these guys. They're just relaxing in each other's DRS. We see Mitwi, I think. Is that a spin for him? No, but it is a spin for TJ Morales further back down the grid. Fight Me Bot is now out of the DRS once again. DT Mitwi, he leaves the session. Still the car on the track though, so he won't be receiving any points regardless. So now let's have a look at the PSF1 chat and see if anything has been said. Nothing just yet, but we can see everyone's within DRS comfortably now, and More Games is our first person into the boxes. Whether that's because of wing damage or not, I'm not sure. XD Paco tries to make the move on SBS Fusion, as now Sam also trying to engage in that action. As you can see, I think nearly 3 wide if Sam decides to do so. And Fusion is going to go on the outside of the Ferrari, but he can't make it work. Maybe he does though, as he's still hanging on in there to XD Paco, but no, he has to give in, and it's very close racing now as the Ferrari, oh, that's Sam into the braking boards, and he's spun around, and now Fusion and XD Paco closer than ever as Sam's out of the way for them. And we can see yellow flags in sector 3. That's 2 cars retiring in the box. Perhaps TJ Morales just changing his wing, which it seems like he's doing now. ERT Samba is still in no man's land, but of course when the box periods comes, then he'll be out of that. Leighton is getting very close to Sohaib. They're not on the same strategy. Leighton's on those hards, which will be starting to get better now. And yeah, I'm just gonna rest my voice for a bit. And there we go. SBS Leighton not going to make the move on Sohaib just yet. TF Blackbox is very close to Volta Reflex though, as now he's going to try activate the DRS and see if he can make the move now. Troye is closing on Fight Me, but who could be lacking the pace now in these laps in the midfield few laps. We can see lap 12 of 29. CTL Stefano 5 seconds back. Blackbox is 4 tenths now, 3 tenths back. Riccardi also same amount of distance, and then Faza is in no man's land as well. The 2 AlphaTauri still in no man's land. ERT Samba also just in the middle of nowhere in the clean air, so he'll just be getting those laps in and waiting for the interesting parts to come. Of course, someone has had a spin. It is SBS Leighton in the Ferrari. He's had a little spin there, and he's still in P9, I think. That was his original position, but he's lost out 3 seconds to Sohaib, so that's not ideal for him. TF Blackbox still getting close to Volta Reflex, but not close enough to make a move. Troye is also close. Fight Me Bot now is getting within the DRS. What? I don't know. And Fight Me Now Bot is 9 tenths back from Wheelo XO. And we can see, will he make the move or will he not? No, he will not. Troye also just staying back, holding back, and it seems all of these guys are doing the same, thinking the same. Riccardi, he's pretty close now to Blackbox, but he's not going to make the move. Blackbox is also very close to Volta Reflex, as he was last lap as well. And now Farsa is boxing on those mediums. So now it's when the box period comes, and we're going to have to see who else is going to box, because the top 3 are all on mediums. You have to bear that in mind. Troye is getting closer now. They're all within DRS once more. As a Wheelo, perhaps his pace is dropping off a bit on these mediums. And now we can see Farza and TTO Sam both in the boxes, of course. So Farza box first, then it was Sam. Paco makes the move on Fusion. ERT Samba gets a penalty, but more importantly, Paco does make the move on Fusion up into P11. So now he's close to getting 1 point in this season opener. Samba is the second man to get a penalty, and further up we can see a huge DRS rain, which is only separated by Stefano and Volta Reflex, who aren't in one. Troye is closer than ever to Fight Me Now, but now we have to see, will Wheelo go into the boxes already? TJ Morales gets his second 3-second time penalty. That's 6 seconds tallied onto his score. And now Wheelo, will he dive into the boxes or will he not? No, he's staying out. He fakes it. No one is heading into the boxes of the top 3. They're all staying out. And it seems Troye may go for the move on Fight Me Now bot as he pulls aside to see. No, he will not make the move just yet. TF Black Box gets the move done on Ricard D as that is Volta Reflex who boxes. So no, he does not make any move. He was always there, but he gets past Ricard D, of course, who boxed. And now these hard runners won't be boxing soon, but we're still waiting. Faza Smatmare, something's going on here, of course. I think Paco's still in front of Fusion, and we're still waiting to see how it goes. TF Black Box, Stefano, Troye getting close, of course, to Fight Me Now bot, so they'll be boxing soon. They're one of the few medium runners still out on track, and Troye getting all up into Fight Me Now bot's gearbox, as we see there, and I think a move being performed somewhere here. Fusion close to Paco, Sohaib. This back's very close to each other, of course, but now we're getting close to the end of the lap. Someone's had a spin there. That's the other Red Bull, Troye's teammate for today. That's a reserve driver. That's TJ Morales. And now Wheelo XO, of course, going to pass the boxes. Will he decide to jump in or will he stay out for another lap? And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see as he rounds the final corner now. No moves being performed just yet as the race is won on the last lap, not the first. Wheelo pulls in, Fight Me Now bot follows, but Troye stays out, and it seems someone spun there. Once again, Stefano stays out, Black Box stays out, Ricard's behind, and let's see, Fight Me Now bot is in front. No, Wheelo's in front of Fight Me Now. Yes, Wheelo comes out in the boxes ahead of Fight Me Now bot. We can see, however, Black Box and Ricard D getting very close as Ricard D pulls it alongside for a move, getting the better exit out of that corner. He's going to pull along to the inside. It goes the Shazoo driver, the Academy one, down. He dives, and Black Box looking to make the switchback, which he nearly does so. Not enough pace through that corner, though, as now Ricard performs the position change for the Williams team, and Black Box is now down into P4, and I think they don't think that was planned because we can see Black Box was going for the move. Someone's had a spin. I think that's TJ Morales once again. It is, and Dutch Chewy, TJ Morales not having the greatest races. Black Box is now 1 second behind as he had to pull very wide out of turn 10. Leighton's closing in on them though, as he's on the same strategy actually, so he's actually getting pretty close, which is good to see from him. So even after a spin, he's pulling back into the DRS of TF Black Box, and he's now within DRS, so maybe their battling caused him to catch up again. But now we can see Fight Me Bot, who's on the fresh hards, has to battle with the people who have not performed a pit stop yet, which include XD Paco and FRT Fusion here. So Haib is close to Volta Reflex. So ERT Sam is close to Faza. Could be going for a move shortly. Troye and Ricard D box. Black Box also heads into the boxes, so they'll be boxing for the medium compounded tyre now. And Ricard D leads the race. SBS Leighton follows in second place, and TJ Morales retires in the pit lane. And now we're just waiting to see Tito's final boxes. FRT Fusion getting very close. That was actually Paco actually to Fight Me Now bot. So all the action going on the main straight. The fans will love this in that area. Wheelo XO is 5/10 back from CPI Troye. So CPI Troye has performed an overcut, it seems, on Wheelo because he's gotten himself out in front. TJ Morales leaves the session as Wheelo XO still fighting with Troye, of course. These guys are net P1. Wheelo XO is going to go for the move. He breaks later. He's equaled Troye, as now they head still side by side. Troye gets a better exit though into turn 10, and Troye stays clear of Wheelo for now. A big old battle which we could see last until the end of the race, and their opponent, Fight Me Now bots, also getting closer, so they're reunited once more. As we can see Wheelo though making the move, so he's reunited himself with Net P1 here in the Haas, as Troye can't defend now, and he has to concede the position and just fend off Fight Me Now bot, and perhaps go for the move later on Wheelo XO. Fusion is though, as this pack is forming a DRS train, and Leighton and Riccardi are both boxing now, so these are one of the final few people which need to box. XE Paco will be doing so shortly, I would guess, as he not actually stays out another lap. FLT Fusion heads into the boxes though, as we can see a lot of position changing here, as Wheelo XO is back into P1 where he was anyways in net position. Of course Troye, XE Paco getting close, of course he still needs a box, so he'll just be using the DRS of Fight Me Now bot to cruise around in these final stages of this hard compounded tire. Sohaib makes the move on Leighton, so I think someone's had a spin there. Fusion, no, it's Fastest Matrare making a move on Samba, and Samba makes the move on him once more. Then it's a switchback, and now Leighton makes a move on Volta Reflex. So now all the moves are being performed here, as Samba now clear of Fastest Matrare in this moment in time. And now further up, XE Paco is still cruising around in the DRS of Fight Me Now bot, and Volta Reflex also close to Leighton. Riccardi 3.4 seconds back from Volta Reflex, as Samba 2.9 seconds back. Farsa is close to Samba as well. Fusion is in pretty much no man's land. TTL Sam also there. Midwheat 16.8 seconds back now, as Dutch Chewy is also very far behind the pack. And we can see on board with Troye, who now activates the DRS to try go for another move. Wheelo XO gets a fast lap on the race of those hard compounded tires, so he's cruising around with those. Definitely on good pace now is the Haas driver. Fight Me Now bot 6 tenths behind, then it's Paco just relaxed there and still not boxing. And everyone else has performed a bit stop except for Midway, of course, but he's in AI mode. Riccardi makes passes Volta because Volta's boxed once more, I think, and only on 4 lap old hards. I'm not sure what the reason for that is. He's boxed for softs, and that's a wing change, so that explains it. And now we can see a report ticket being created. That's by Inactive Hekje, as now further in front, I must say. SC Paco's out of DRS from Fight Me Now bot, and TTL Sam passes Volta Reflex, who's now exiting the boxes. And Wheelo's still fending off Troye now, as not much action taking place. Everyone's just comfortably sitting in DRS and not going to go for moves just yet, because their last lap is only 9 laps away. So 9 more laps and we will see a few moves taking place. So I hate getting all out of shape, and that's Leighton's to pounce on as he gets through on the outside, on the inside now, and Riccardi sets the fast lap of the race. They're still side by side though, however Leighton pulls over to the racing line, and that's him past Sohaib, but because of that mistake, obviously, Riccardi says the fast lap of the race. He's currently 2.5 seconds back from Sohaib, so that's where his position is. Black Box is a lot more in front of Riccardi. I'm not sure why. They were very close, separated by almost nothing before that, so perhaps Riccardi had a bit of an incident or something, as the Black Box really is in no man's land now. And with 9 laps left, we'll just have to see what happens with him. XE Paco 1.7 seconds, and the gaps are very small between these drivers. And now let's have a look at a report from Inactive Hekje. There we go. That is the report. I'm not going to comment on that just yet because I'm currently streaming, of course, so we do not want to do that. Fusion is close to Faza as he takes a lot more of a tighter line through there. Paco boxes from his 19-lap-old hards. So he's, I think, the final person to box other than Mitwheat. But Mitwheat's in AI mode, so he's not making those choices himself, of course. Black box passes. TTL Sam, 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Rick RD is now closing in on this train with Leighton and Sohai back where he was before. Leighton and Rick are both on equal pit stops, so this is for a net position if he overtakes SBS Leighton. Faza Smat Rare and Fusion getting real close, as we can see. Making the move is Fusion, and now Faza Smat Rare closing in as well, though, as he's going to go for the outside line. That's where he prefers. Will he make it work, though, as he's not passed just yet? I think Fusion will fend him off for the meantime. As we head up, we can see Sohaib also trying to defend from Leighton, who's now Sohaib has gotten his way past, as you can see Leighton breaking a bit later than him into that corner, as Troye, you can see it's a big gap between him and Fight Me Bot, but in Welo's mirrors he can see Troye very clearly, and we're gonna have to see what's going on here. Leighton is still closing on a Sohaib very much, and this could be a good move from him. 2.88 seconds down on his best lap time, and now he's going. It seems like he's going to make the move now, as got a TM. Never mind. And Leighton, he's going to make the move, it seems, but maybe Rick also makes a move. It could be 3 wide into this first corner. They're all on good pace. Leighton pulls aside. Rick RD is not going to go for the move just yet because Leighton's done so, as Rick gets very close. What will it be? It's going to be them going side by side nearly, so I fence him off for now. Rick RD not getting a good turn 1, which means that he cannot go for a move now, as we can see Leighton pulling aside, looking for space to go for a move, and I think he's found it. No, he hasn't. The angles were just shown a bit wrong there for us, and Leighton still trying to go for the move. This is all for net positions, of course, even though Sohaib is on those hards, but they are older than those mediums, so the mediums are better at this moment in time. So Leighton wants to make the move now if he's going to get that P6. TTL Sam boxes once again. And further up in front, we can see Fight Me Now Bot 1.6 seconds back from CPI Troye, who's 6/10 behind Welo. So this could be a season battle between them two. But now Rick RD is in P8, and could he be looking to go for a move on Leighton? We do not know. Faza 8/10 back from Fusion, and XE Paco is 5/10 back from Faza. A spinner there. It seems to be a McLaren. It seems to be ERT Samba. That's unfortunate for him. CPI Troy 5/10 behind, 6/10 behind. Welo XO and yellow flag in sector 3. Is that Samba once again, or is that Sohaib? No, Sohaib is cruising now, as trying to make the move there. Rick RD is now going to try to make the move on Sohaib, and also here is Faza Smat Rare making a move on XD Paco. XD Paco does well not to get wing damage there from that collision, but we can see Leighton still fending off Sohaib, but Sohaib is very close, and this trio are very, very tightly split, and XD Paco makes a move on faster now to put himself up into P10, and the midfield is where all the action is at now. Rick RD makes a move on Sohaib, but he gets out of shape there. Not sure if that was the fault of Sohaib, as now he has to still wait to pounce once more, does Rick RD in that Williams. And up in front, details the final 1.7 seconds back, then Fight Me